Read the next chapter.
Chapter 8, verse 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Doth not wisdom call and understanding put forth her voice?
Once again, wisdom and understanding. Wisdom is always calling to who? To man. That's why we're supposed to marry ourselves to wisdom. And when I say man, that means women also. We're supposed to marry ourselves to wisdom. Remember what I told you. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Remember the breakdown I gave you. Now, if you put that in every aspect of life, I gave you one aspect. Right? And that was an extreme aspect. But I gave it to you so that you could see the importance of life. So now, if you take that aspect and include it in every part of your life, you gain the knowledge of things. You gain the wisdom. And then you gain the understanding of it. Then you most likely will be good in life. That's right. Let us go.
In the top of high places by the way, where the paths meet, she standeth.
That is now speaking of it's wisdom as if it's a person. But it's saying that there's wisdom everywhere. Everywhere you go, at the top of high places, right? On the hills, wisdom is there. That means everything. We could look at that door and find wisdom out of it. That door says Studio B. We could find wisdom out of that. How it was engineered, how it was put together. There's wisdom in everything. Let us go.
Besides the gates at the entry of the city, at the coming in at the door, she crieth aloud.
Wisdom is always there, is always crying out loud. Let's go.
Unto you, O men, I call.
Unto you, O men, man and woman, wisdom calls to us all. Let's go.
And my voice is to the sons of men.
And my voice is to the sons of men. You know what wisdom is? That little voice in your head that speaks to you.
That's right.
That's telling you when you get into any situation, to tell you, don't do it. Don't do it. When you get that little voice that says, don't do it. Fall back. Fall back, son. Don't do it. Control yourself.
That's right.
Talk to God.
Yeah, sure.
That's wisdom. Let us go.
O ye thoughtless, understand prudence, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart.
All ye, what verse is that?
Verse 5.
Verse 5, it says, all ye thoughtless, understand prudence, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. Even the thoughtless, the naive, the people who are absent-minded, understand prudence, understand righteousness.
Yeah.
Understand righteousness. And it says, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. Be ye of an understanding mind. Wisdom is calling. So if you know you do foolish things, you know that you lack righteousness, heed wisdom. Let's go.
Verse 6. Hear, for I will speak excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things.
The opening of wisdom lips shall be right things. So always adhere to it and take it into your bosom. Let us go.
For my mouth shall utter truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips.
Wickedness is an abomination to the lips of wisdom.
That's right.
It can't dwell with it.
No.
Let us go.
All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing perverse or crooked in them.
Your wisdom is always going to guide you in the right steps. It's going to put you in the right paths. Let us go.
They are all plain to him that understandeth, and right to them that findeth knowledge.
You hear that? They're all plain to him that understandeth. So that when wisdom speaks to you and you got understanding, it's plain as day.
That's it.
It's not a mind jarring thing. No. So when you know people that got understanding, and you ever notice, like, you speak to some people and you be trying to talk righteousness to them, you say, yo man, I don't got time for all that righteous talk right now, man. Yeah. That's someone who lacks understanding. Yeah, sure. But when you drop it on someone and they are receptive to it, and they say, I get what you're saying. Right. That just sounds right to me. That's a person of understanding. They have understanding. But the person who always got a rebuttal, who got something back or something smart to say, something sly to say, that person lacks wisdom. They lack understanding, and that's not who you need to spend and waste your breath with. Let us go.
Verse 10. Receive my instructions and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all things desirable are not to be compared unto her.
You hear that? Gain wisdom first. Don't think about the quick buck. You see, a lot of times our youth, they get caught up Because they see the they see the flash, they see the glitter, and that's what they want to jump in. But the Most High tells you, this is for young people. Get wisdom first. Receive my instruction. This is what wisdom is saying, and not silver. Why? Because everything comes in steps and stages. And you're going to see when wisdom begins to speak of riches. But it's telling you, before you do all that, receive my instruction. What's the instructions? 2 + 2 equals what? 4. 4 + 4 equals what? 8. Receive the instructions of wisdom. Go to school. Don't be a fool. That's right. Enlighten your mind. Gain wisdom and knowledge. And forget about wisdom, rubies and golds and all that, because you see your homeboy, he getting paid. But you know what's the end of your homeboy? You should be able to understand that. Only a fool doesn't understand that. Only a fool follows in that path. And don't put yourself in that path. So you see your man, he hustling hard. He driving a Benz. You know, what's the name of it? What's that big Benz? The Maybach? What's that?
G Series.
G Series?
G Series.
And they got the Benz make Maybach too, right? They make Maybach, and you see him in all of that, and you say
Bugattis and all that.
Bugatti, and he is in Gucci. He got Gucci belt that cost him $1,000.
Red bottoms.
And you, what you said? Red bottoms.
Red bottoms.
Red bottoms, and he clean, and he come on the block, boy, and you
Shining.
You make sure you put that foot out too.
That's the foot. That's the foot.
He just got that special lean when he get in that bench too. You know that lean all the way to the back. You know what I mean? And you go, wow, man, you getting it, and you get, and the glitter and the gold is all good, and you, what's up, man? What's up, Rashad? Yo, what's good, man? Yo, how can I get down? No, you don't want to get down with him. Rashad ain't win no. He ain't win no settlement. He ain't do none of that. Rashad is going OT, and he getting that money. He getting it, but it ain't a good way to get it. And women, you don't want to get mixed up with a person like that either, because there's this thing called conspiracy that many women is doing big time for it. Because you know what the government said? You knew about it. You knew what he was doing. So you see, when the mafia was doing it,
it was okay.
It was okay. Their wives didn't go to jail.
No.
They was doing racketeering, and it was never that their wives conspired. As soon as black people start touching that drug money, everybody gets locked up. Mama,
Grandma,
girlfriend, grandma, everybody get locked up. You could say no, they didn't know about it. No, they all getting that conspiracy charge on them. They did that to us. Conspiracy charge. So it's telling you that gain wisdom first. Forget about silver and gold. That comes with time. A doctor, he got to go to medical school for how many? He got to go to school for about 10 years, right? Before he even becomes a resident. And you know what a resident is? You got to be at the beck and call of the hospital 24/7. You live in the hospital for about 2 years, I think. You sleep there. Whenever they want to call you. Whenever a doctor's on vacation, they call you. But he put in there his time. That's wisdom. Put in the time while you young. Don't wait till when you old, it's already too late. It's never too late, but when you old, it's harder. You know, but while you young, while you still in your 20s, you still young. I see my young brother Dawi, he went to school. And now he won't even come back. He's just trying to catch up for all the missing years. You never too old. You never too old. He said he want to be an engineer, so I just spoke to him the other day. I said, may the Most High God bless you. And that's how we got to be. Gain that wisdom first and let us go.
12. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence.
I dwell with righteousness.
And find out knowledge of devices.
I find out knowledge of devices, wisdom. So when you gain the wisdom, you learn how to fix computers. You learn how to do, you see my little son, you put that in them from when they're young. You see these little kids right here, they learn how to drum. They gain that wisdom from a young age. Why? Because once you get it in a young age, it will never depart from you. It's like riding a bike. You ever forget how to ride a bike? No. If I don't ride a bike in 5 years, I can get back on a bike and I can pedal down the block and I'll be all right. It's like riding a bike. Let us go.
The fear of Yahweh is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the froward mouth do I hate.
Wisdom hates all of it. They said the fear of Yahweh is to hate evil.
Yes.
Evil. People's evil ways. People got evil ways, you know.
Oh yeah.
They said, but the fear of Yahweh is to hate that.
They ain't all of that.
It don't matter if it's your family member. You got to hate that.
That's right.
You got to hate that. It's evil. Let's go. And then it goes, pride and arrogancy and the evil way and the forward mouth do I hate. This is wisdom talking. Let's go.
14. Counsel is mine and sound wisdom.
Counsel. Because with counsel, it said a nation won't perish.
That's right.
So counsel is wisdom. Let's go.
I am understanding. Power is mine. By me kings reign and princes decree justice. By me princes rule and nobles, even all the judges of the earth. I love them that love me, and those that seek me earnestly shall find me.
So you see that? Wisdom is how everything is governed on this earth.
Oh yeah.
So why would we shun wisdom? We shall hold it tight to us. Let us go.
Yet riches and honor are with me.
You hear that? It told you not to chase rubies and golds and all that. But it says riches and honors are with me. So once we gain that, the Most High will teach us how to get. Because we are wise people. We're supposed to be able to know how to get. Let us go.
Yea, enduring riches and righteousness.
Enduring riches and righteousness. Not that riches and the riches that Rashad had. Because guess what? Rashad got to spend that money on lawyers. Rashad got to worry about when black beat him for that bundle. You know what I mean? Now he looking for black because it can't stay like that. You know what I mean? Because it's the code of the street. If I let him beat me, then everybody else think they could beat me. And now him and black got beef.
Yeah, big beef.
Because although it's only $2,000 and Rashad got 150,000 K stash, that $1,000 is going to bring down his street rep, and everybody else going to feel like they can rob him.
Yeah, respect.
So it's like Big Worm told Smokey. What he told him? It's about the what? It's the principality, Smokey. He said it wasn't about the $200 because it was only $200. He said, ain't no problem. He says about the principality. It's principles in this thing. So Rashad, get himself entangled and all that. His riches ain't going to last too long.
No.
But wisdom is going to teach you how to gain enduring riches.
Exactly.
Enduring, where you can have a 401k, where you can have a medical plan, where you could take care of your family and leave something for your children after you leave out of here. Those are enduring riches. That's right. That's what you want. That's what you need. Let us go.
19. My fruit is better than gold, yea, than fine gold, and my produce than choice silver.
You hear that? Let's go.
I walk in the way of righteousness, in the midst of the paths of justice, that I may cause those that love me to inherit substance, and that I may fill their treasuries.
Remember what Samaz Al-Kar said this morning. Riches don't always come in the power of money, but sometimes health is rich.
Yeah.
No, all the time good health is riches. You got good health, man. All the money in the world won't listen. You see some people out there, they so healthy. How old are you? Man, I'm so and so and so. Man, you looking good. Looking. I tell you, every year when I go and run that Best Style 10K, you see some elders out there that are amazing. Running, keep themselves up. That's a blessing. That's riches. But wisdom is going to also teach you how to get that monetary riches too. So you could survive in life. Let us go.
I walk in the way of righteousness in the midst of the paths of justice. Slika. Verse 22. Jehovah made me as the beginning of his way.
As the beginning of his way.
The first of his works of old. I was set up from everlasting from the beginning, or ever the earth was.
It was wisdom. It wasn't Jesus sitting on his right hand side. Like Christianity tried to teach us and tell us. So when God said, let us make, he had the host of heaven, and he had wisdom there before him. Not no Jesus. They brainwashed us with that foolishness.
That's what it is.
Jesus, Yahushai, and you want to call him all these names.
What was that?
Yahushua, Yeshua,
Nonsense.
Wisdom was there at the beginning.
That's right.
All this stuff that they brainwash our people with. It's a slave religion.
It is.
It was made for slave people.
That's right.
We were the only ones getting smacked. We was the only one getting punched and whipped. So we had to accept that.
Yeah.
Turn the other cheek. And like I always say, the IRA didn't turn the other cheek to Great Britain when Great Britain was putting it on them, and when the IRA was bombing Great Britain, that Great Britain was putting it on the Irish.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they Christians.
Yeah.
So don't tell me about no Christianity and turn the other cheek.
Oh crap.
His goddamn birth is a myth. Talking about a woman, Holy Ghost went into a woman and she conceived.
Yeah, that doesn't work like that.
She conceived and had a child? Really?
No,
You expect us to believe that?
that's crap.
Like the church told us in vitro fertilization, and then it was all types of stuff, and then the genealogies don't match, and all types. But you still want to accept it, and you still going to say that he was a human sacrifice for mankind.
Mankind, please.
When the Most High said, "Away with your sacrifice, but obedience is better."
Sacrifice.
Obedience is way better than sacrifice. So we don't need no blood atonement.
Yeah, no, we don't.
We don't need none of that. That was set up in those times, right? That was set up in those times, and the Most High God allowed us to give up offerings. But after a while, the Most High said, he said, if I was hungry, you think I would tell you? He said, a cattle upon 1,000 hills belong to me. He said, if I was starving, I wouldn't come to you. So that means that sacrifice, you could keep that.
Oh yeah.
He said, your new moons, your sacrifices, all that stuff is detestable to me. It's detestable to me. Why? Because the Most High, what he requires of us, obedience. That's what he wants. Sacrificing is just a dressing, but obedience is what he requires of the children of Israel and the whole world.
That's right. Obedience.
That's right.
Justice.
Let us go.
Verse 24. When there was no depths, I was brought forth.
He said when there was no water before, it said at the beginning, he said the earth was void and without form. Right? And the Most High God, he said, the Spirit of the Most High hovered upon the face of the deep. He said, before that was there, I was there. Wisdom said, I was there. Yeah. Let's go.
When there were no fountains abounding with water, before the mountains were settled, before the hills was I brought forth.
He was brought forth. The Most High dealt with wisdom. He played around with wisdom. Let's go.
While as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields.
Before anything was formed, let's go.
Nor the beginning of the dust of the world. When he established the heavens, I was there.
He was there. Wisdom was there. She was there. Because wisdom is effeminate. It's like in a feminine form. Because man attached themselves to wisdom. Let us go.
When he established the heavens, I was there.
When he established the heavens, when he said, let there be a firmament between the waters, right? And he made space. When he established the heavens, he said, and he separated the waters above from the waters below. And he created heaven. He said, I was there. Let's go.
When he set up a circle upon the face of the deep.
A circle upon the face of the deep. So the earth is not flat.
No. Sorry about that.
He said he set a circle upon the face of the deep. Right? A circle, the shape of the earth. When you go out and listen, we can't discredit science, and when we see things out of the Hubble telescope and stuff like that, when you go out the Earth's atmosphere, what do you see down? You see a circle.
Yeah, a circle. Nothing flat.
All other planets too.
If the Earth was flat, when we went into the sea, we would fall off into the atmosphere.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, that's common sense.
Yeah. Just like that.
That's why you could connect from one continent to the other, because it has to go in a circular motion. You can't, if you went off, who was it? Columbus thought that the earth was flat? Yeah. And then if you walk and you keep going to see, eventually you're gonna fall into space. But that's why you don't fall off into space. What keeps us down here? Gravity, right? What is it? Gravity, right? The gravity pull keeps us on earth. That's why we don't float away. Right? And the earth atmosphere consists of what? What's air composed of? What's the
nitrogen and oxygen?
Nitrogen and what else? Oxygen, hydrogen, Right, and that's why we could breathe.
Small little gases. Is
Right.
Minor gases.
That's why we could breathe and we could live here, and gravity pull keeps us down here from floating away into that atmosphere.
Right.
That's why when astronauts go into space, you see them floating, because the gases are not down up there in space to keep them. There's no gravity, and they can't breathe. They got to bring their own oxygen up there, right? So this is just like science 101. Yeah. It's what the kids learn like in elementary school. Let us go.
Yes. When he made firm the skies above, when the fountains of the deep showed their might, when he gave to the sea his decree, that the water should not transgress his commandment, when he appointed the foundations of the earth, then I was by him as a nursling, and I was daily all delight, playing always before him, playing in his habitable earth, and my delights are with the sons of men.
So he was created for man. His delights are with the, before, when the Most High told the seas not to go over the shore.
That's it.
Don't go over. Stay right there. He said he was there. He said his delights. Wisdom delights to be with us, mankind. So we have to attain wisdom.
That's right.
And let it become part of our lives. Let us go.
32. Now therefore, ye children, hearken unto me, for happy are they that keep my ways. Hear instruction and be wise.
Hear instruction. When you hear instruction, you become what?
Wise.
You become wise.
Wise.
Let us go.
And refuse it not.
Refuse not instruction. That means when someone is telling you something, if it's for your good, and even if you don't like the way they're telling you, it is wise for you to take that instruction. Because you don't want God to punish you. You don't want the Most High God to start putting his hands on you. Because then you won't like that.
No.
You won't like that. But parents tell you, listen, stop doing such and such and such. And you keep doing it. Stop doing such and such and such. And then boom, something happens to you. Be wise and listen to instructions. You weren't being wise, or else you would have took heed to the instruction and you wouldn't have continued in doing that sin, because that became sin once they told you once and you went against that, then that became sin upon you. It don't make you evil, but you did commit a sin.
Hell yeah. Honor thy father and thy mother.
That's right. Let us go.
Happy is the man that hearkeneth to me, watching daily at my gate.
You hear, happy is the man that hearkeneth to me, watching daily at my gate, waiting at the posts of my doors. You know what's waiting at the post of wisdom's door? I pick up this book every day and I'm going to study. I'm going to see how I'm going to make myself better in this way of life. That's waiting at the door of wisdom. Wearing out the steps of an elder so that you could gain that understanding and that knowledge. Getting on the phone and say, Moreh Yiftach, man, what do you think about this passage? That's wearing out the doorsteps of wisdom.
Right.
Playing video games all day, I'm not saying you can't play video games, but playing video games all day, that's not going. You get wisdom on how to get past that board, which really not going to do nothing for you in your life. No, man, hold on. You got to release the button. You know what I mean? When you playing 2K, what's that? What is it? 2K16 now? Yeah. 16. When you playing 2K16, no, the button, you got to release it real quick. You know what I mean? And then you catch Steph Curry when he at the top of his release. And then the threes go in. Yeah, you got great wisdom of that. You got understanding of how to run the plays and all that. But what about this tonight? You see, I'm not telling you can't play that. What I'm telling you is that you got to have more understanding of this than of that.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just like that.
It got to balance out, because Steph Curry don't think about you, and the creators of NBA 2K16 don't care anything about you. All you doing, in fact, you're not putting money in their pocket. Your parents is putting money in their pocket. Because you keep begging them, and they eventually will, and they go buy that $60 game plus taxes. What, about 65?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
About $65. And all you need is to open this up every day and gain a little bit, little by little. He said, here a little, there a little.
Line upon line.
Yeah, line upon line, precept upon precept. How you say how you say how you say that in Hebrew? How you say little? How you say that?
It doesn't.
How you say little, little? 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 How you say that?
They might use different terminology.
Okay. Well, let us go. Read on.
35.
There's a futile attempt at Hebrew. Let's go.
Verse 35.
Uh-huh.
For whoso findeth me findeth life and obtaineth favor of Yahweh.
You hear that? Whoso findeth me findeth life. Come on. This is the wisdom that you need. You find life with it. Not death. Life. And it says, and obtain the favor of Yahweh, because God will be happy with you. The Most High will be happy with you. You obtain favor of the Most High. So you see that boy right there? That's how the Most High could go to Job and say, and when the adversary came to Job, and he said to the Most High, he said, oh, you got a hedge around him.
Yeah.
Most High said, what? That's my faithful servant Job. He was like, yeah, but you got a hedge around him. You don't let nothing touch him. He's like, I'm going to take the hedge off and I'm going to show you that my servant, he's going to stand the test of time. And everything went wrong, and I mean, all his kids died. Wife telling him, curse God and die. Do all this, do all that. And at the end, it said Most High increased them what? Sevenfold? Sevenfold. Gave him more children than he had before. That's right. But we have to trust in Yah, and we have to put our faith in his hands. Let us go.
36. But he that misseth me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death.
If you hate wisdom, remember, to be wise is to what? It's to take instructions. If you hate instructions, then you love death.
Yeah, there you go.
Instruction is part of life. We all get corrected.
That's right. Instruction.
If you can't get correction, if you became so big and so powerful, I don't care how old you are.
That's right. That's right.
Anyone could be corrected at any age. At any age.
That's for sure.
Abraham, we read today, Abraham was how old? 75, right? When he left his father's house. And he was being corrected as he went along. Abraham came from a land of idol worshippers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He probably worshiped idols himself.
Yeah. Follow the idol worship.
But if you can't take correction, then you're prone to death. So you can't become too big, too old, too bold to be corrected.
That's right.
And anyone tell you anything. Once you see a man or a woman become like that, well, you can't tell them nothing, or they start, gaining, these secret visions, and nobody can't tell you anything, then that means that the Most High probably has left you.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's about correction.
That's right.
Each one teach one.
That's right.
Right?
That's
And we teach each other and we keep each other sharp. It says just like iron sharpens iron, he says, so does the countenance of man sharpen the other man.
Yeah.
We keep each other sharp. But once you can't accept instructions, then how can you get sharp?
Yeah. You're not accepting instruction.
You're not accepting it anymore. So I thank the Most High God for this time
Hallelujah.
and this chance. And I hope that you got something out of the lesson.